This is episode 4 of the ZRANT Show. I'm your host, Zion. Today, we're going to be covering week 6 of the NFL. We're going to be covering some NBA previews, and we're going to go a little bit into college. Today's not going to be like an average episode. I'm just going to tell you that off the bat. We're going to be trying something very new today. I'm excited. Something that athletes use on a daily basis, but has been making some headlines around the media spaces as well. Today we're going to be trying smelling salts for the first time. I want to see what the hype is about. We see NFL players try it. We see golfers try it. Let's see what it is. I want to see what the vibe is. So we're going to kick this off first, and then we're going to just go straight into some NFL. Gotta talk about my Giants. Gotta talk about the Lakers. Gotta talk about these year 2 quarterbacks who have just been lighting up the NFL this year. So we're going to get into all of that. But first things first, ride with me on this journey of trying smell salts for the first time. I'm nervous. Ooh. Ooh. I can smell it from here. So just give you some hindsight. Excuse me. Just give you some hindsight. My nose is very congested. I don't know what's going on. I've gone to doctors about it. They don't know. They just said, dude, you got a unique nasal canal. It's either you deal with it in your life or you have surgery, and the surgery might not even help you, so good luck. Okay, cool. I don't need surgery then. I'll take the nasal congestion. So I say all that to say, I can smell that from over here. Whoa. Whoa. It's strong. Let me shake it up a little bit more. Oh, shit. It smells like ammonia, to be honest. That was the one. That was the one. That's some strong stuff. I will say maybe this isn't as I've seen videos all around, social media, people going crazy, ready to fight over smelling that. It's really not that bad. Give you a little kick, but to the point where you want to fight somebody over this or lift 1,000 pounds after this. Hold on. Okay, let me chill. Like I said, I have an already congested nose, so it might not be as effective on me as it is on other people. It is strong, but it's not the worst thing I've ever. It's very strong. Let's just say that. It's supposed to give you mental clarity, focus, and energy. And it's natural, so it was worth giving it a shot. First game I want to get into. Gotta talk about the Thursday night game. New York Football Giants against the Philadelphia Eagles. I didn't think we had a chance. Spread was at 7.5. Philly needed a win. They just was coming off of a loss against the Denver Broncos. Giants is coming off of a terrible loss against the Saints. A game that we should have won, to be honest with you. But it was a Thursday night game, about 4 days of rest for both teams. That's Philly spread. Philly spread is at 7.5, as it should be. We came in that game and we fought. Early in the game, we was getting to the quarterback, getting to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was under pressure a lot, missing a lot of throws. But we ran the ball very well against that team. Jalen Carter was missing. Jordan Davis was trying to pick up as much slack as he could. He can't do it all. Zach Bond. Zach Bond is one of the best middle linebackers in the league. Probably top 3. It's probably him, Roquan, and Fred. Cam Scatterbo. Scatterbo, Scat Pat, however you want to call him. He went insane against that Eagles defense. Granted, this is not the same Eagles defense as we've been seeing for the past 2 or 3 years, but it's still Philadelphia. It's a divisional game. We got to bring it, you know? And that's what Cam Scatterbo did. Cam Scatterbo brings energy and identity to this team that we have not seen in a very long time. Maybe since the Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw days. Ahmad Bradshaw actually might be a very good comparison to Cam Scatterbo. But that's only half of the story. I want to paint this picture for you. The Giants, we're missing a number 1 receiver. I'm going to say that again. We're missing a number 1 receiver in Malik Neighbors. We're missing a number 2 receiver in Darius Slayton. O-line has been shuffling. Thank goodness we pieced it together about the past week and a half with injuries. Tight end has been non-existent. Running game has been pretty much non-existent. But Jackson Dart brought this new energy to the team where he just made it happen. Guys is falling over him, trying to make a tackle in the pocket. He's standing tall. Where's my guys? Where's my guys? Shout out to Lil Jordan Humphrey. No, shout out to little Jordan Humphrey. Salutes. You, Wandell, tight ends. You guys came to play, man. You guys came to play. And it showed. Wandell Robinson, I'm not a huge fan of him going deep down the field, but anything 20 and under, I like him. He's shifty, he can make plays, he's tough. I like the kid, man. I really do. But Lil Jordan Humphrey was coming into play. Yeah. That was really it. Lil Jordan Humphrey, Wandell Robinson, Jalen Hyatt as well. Granted, Jalen Hyatt didn't have 150 yards or a touchdown or anything like that. He only had 3 catches for 17 yards. But his 3 catches were in key times, with 3rd downs, 2nd and longs. You know, he made a lot of key plays. Excuse me. That smelling salt is starting to get me. Overall, this was a building block game, an identity snatching game, identity claiming game. Because you're not going to bully us. You're not going to push us around. Defense is going to get at you. DBs. Finally, you guys have made a play. Cordell Flott out of LSU. Go Tigers. Speaking of Go Tigers, we won our first, not our first game, but we're coming off of a loss, and we needed a dub. South Carolina coming into Death Valley. We made it happen. We won 20-10, covered the spread at 8.5. We did our thing. This was a building block game as well. But the rest of our schedule for LSU is going to get very, very tough. We face Texas A&M. We face Vanderbilt. We face Bama. The list goes on. It's going to be tough for us, but you know how we do. They get the best for the best, so we got to handle that. Back to this Giants game. You're not going to bully us. You're not going to punk us, especially in Jersey. I like where we're headed. I do. And granted, receivers weren't coming to the city to play for Daniel Jones. The energy that Jackson Dart has, running the ball, making plays, he's not scared. He got the swag. Cats are going to want to play for you. This might become a destination place. Cam Scatterbo. I love the energy that he runs. He ran over Zach Bond. Knocked him off his feet. Knocked him off his rocker. The bald eagle. That's what they call Zach Bond. Knocked him off his rocker. Philadelphia is one of the toughest places, one of the toughest teams to face. And to face them and just own them, it was fun to see. Me personally, I hate the Eagles more than I hate the Cowboys because of a few things. I hate Dallas. All right, so I would say when Tony Romo was playing, I hated Dallas a little bit more just because we was always that close of beating them. But on 3rd and long, or whatever the case may be, Tony Romo hitting Jason Witten, Miles Austin, Des Bryant, it was just disgusting. It was like, we're right there. We're right there, you know? Philly was in the back a little. Philly was there, but we had our ways with Philly. We handled them, but we never could beat Dallas. Now it seems like that has switched over. Could barely beat Dallas in itself, too. But where it started with the hate with Philly, for me, was when Michael Vick was on the Eagles, Deshaun Jackson, Shady McCoy, shout out 2-5. It was that Christmas game where like the couple days, that smell of salt is crazy. Couple days before Christmas, we had 31-10. We let them come back. Punter Matt Dosh punted Deshaun Jackson the ball. Deshaun Jackson fumbles the ball, muffs the punt, runs, jukes a guy out. Boom, boom, boom. Gone. 38-31 finish. In 8 minutes, they came back 31-10. That's sick. And that's one of the greatest comebacks in NFL history. One of the best plays in NFL history. Walk-off punt return. We released the punter the next day. I remember exactly where I was at when that happened. You know, we were celebrating a 1-9 season, 1-10 season for the East Orange Rams. The only game that we won was because of by disqualification because the East Orange Wildcats didn't have enough players on the team, even though they beat us in the game with 9 players. So, I remember exactly where I was at. I was celebrating our season at the skating rink, watching the TV. I left for the game, left for the skating rink. We was up 31-10. Came back, still 31-10. Skating around, hey, we had a great season. No, we did not. But we had to celebrate with some pizza, some wings. You know what I mean? The whole 9. We're kids. Relax. But as I watched that TV, I looked to my right. Looked to my left. Giants fans and myself included were hurt. It's devastating. One of the worst losses I've ever felt as a young boy. That stays with you. And what stays with you is who stays with you. And in that moment, I looked to my right. The one who I call my mom. The one who made me a Giants fan. Is smiling from ear to ear, guys. She's smiling from ear to ear with glee. Twisting the knife, you know? And in that moment I said, wow. My mom's an Eagles fan. So that's one of the worst times of my life. She'll argue me to death that she wasn't a Giants fan and all this, all of that. But she was. There's proof. I'm the proof. There's video evidence that I'm trying to find to this day of proof. But granted, she also had a huge crush still to this day on Michael Vick. So I get it. Favorite player, goes to your team, maybe to a team, great moment, you know, cool. But you stick with your team. You ride with your team, you know? Get me? That's why I hate Philly. And now, and their fans are just rude, they're disrespectful, the whole 9 as well. But just a little backstory in my life. That's why I hate Philly. Dallas, I haven't had a moment with Dallas. My whole life with Dallas has been coming up short. They've been the laughing stock of the league of, you know, Oh, they almost in the '90s, all that. But it's neither here nor there. Let's get into the other games. I want to talk about the year two quarterbacks. The year two quarterbacks have been shining this year. Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Michael Penix. This is a big week for year two quarterbacks. Let's start with Drake May. Drake May just come off of a huge win against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, right? Yeah, I believe so. Huge game. Win a game. They're 3-2. Coming to this week, they beat the Saints. They're 4-2. After tonight's game against with the Bills and the Falcons, they're winning the division. They're on top of their division. Granted, they have the same records, 4-2, but they have that tiebreaker. They have that divisional lead. Now, granted, I think Buffalo's still going to win the division, but I think Buffalo's going to still win the division. Excuse me, but I think New England can make it hard for them. I think New England can get into the playoffs, not just sneak into the playoffs, but I think they can get in the playoffs. Let's be clear here. Mike Vrabel, like I've always said, he's one of the best head coaches in the league. Don't know how Tennessee released him. I don't care what's going on in the building. If you're going to the AFC Championship, AFC Divisional round, you can't take that for granted. Now look at you. You just released your head coach after 24 games, 23 games, and you have no stability, no identity. What is your team going for? I don't get it. And I don't think that team gets it either. They released a GM earlier, before the draft. What's going on in Tennessee? We need to look into that organization and see what's going on. But Drake May's doing his thing. He has all the opportunities in the world to be great. It's just up to him. He has a different look to him. The look. QBs have the goods. He looks like he has the goods. It looks like he's figured it out. First year was kind of shaky. Wasn't the best team surrounded by him. But this year, better team, better coach, better staff. He's doing it. 4-2. They can make some noise in the AFC, especially in a conference where the Chiefs aren't looking the best, the Bills aren't looking the best, the Chargers aren't looking the best, the Broncos aren't looking the best. It's really just Ravens aren't looking the best, So I would like to see a Patriots and Steelers playoff game. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Jaden Daniels. Just seen Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams duel it out on Monday Night Football. Rematch of last year's Hail Mary game. It was fireworks this game. Caleb Williams' receivers were just, they weren't making it easy for him. False start galores, drop catches, but some way somehow they figured it out. DeAndre Swift, huge play, 3rd and 4, 55-yard, just under route, gone. Make it easy for your quarterback, man. It shouldn't all be on your quarterback to just make it happen, because he's been sacked the most, he's been hit the most. Let him just sit back there and make easy reads. They invested heavy into their O-line this year. New head coach Ben Johnson, probably the most exciting, hyped up coach I've seen coming into a team in a very long time. And this is a huge win for the organization. Huge win for the Bears, and a huge win for the Giants as well. Because, Cowboys lost, Washington lost, Philly lost. We couldn't possibly get into the playoffs. I can see a way. As long as you have a good defense that keep you in games, anything is possible. We're not turning the ball over. As you can see, when you don't turn the ball over, you have opportunities to win. Don't turn the ball over and create opportunities. Excuse me. Don't turn the ball over and create opportunities on defense to get turnovers. And that's what we did. So, huge win for Bears and huge win for the Giants. Hopefully, Bears can just keep on stacking. I want to see Caleb Williams do well. I want to see the Bears do well. It was nothing like seeing the Bears back in the day be, a top contender in this league. I've only seen it for a couple of seasons with Jay Cutler when they went to the NFC Championship against the Packers, and the Packers just bomb, 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 in devastating fashion. play action post routes to Jordy Nelson or Randall Cobb, James Jones. Those are the days, man. Those are the days. Huge win for Atlanta Falcons. Like I said, week 6, huge win for Caleb Williams. Drake May had his win last week against the Buffalo Bills. Other guys shined this week. Caleb Williams, Michael Penix just beat the Buffalo Bills at home. Atlanta was home, but this was a huge win for this team. They're sitting at 2-2. They had a bye week last week. This team is trying to find ways to win. They lost a very close game in week 1 to Tampa Bay Buccaneers that they should have they should have won. I feel like they should have won. Excuse me. That they should have won. Bijan Robinson. I asked you guys in episode 1, who would you rather have, Bijan Robinson or Derrick Henry? I said Bijan Robinson. To me, granted, this is not Saquon's best year, so he's not really in the mix. Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the league today. If you have 2 eyes, if you watch the games, he's the most shiftiest running back. He makes something out of nothing. He's the most explosive. He can create out the pass game and the run game. He's official. This is his league now, and just buckle up. We've seen flashes of this last year. Guys were drafting him top 10 last year. It didn't really pan out the way we wanted to. He had a decent year stats here, but this year he's going for blood. He's going for the gusto. Huge win for Atlanta. You just seen him create plays on defense. Raheem Morris, shout out Jersey. He's a Jersey guy. Defense finally got to the Bills. They started out hot too. Started out 21-7 at half, and they just kept building. Michael Penix, like I've always said, there's a premium on pocket quarterbacks, pocket passers. He doesn't run. He can run if need be, but he injuries to his knees. He can't really get out the pocket as much. He doesn't have to. His arm is his weapon. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in this league. I predicted him to be a top 10 quarterback, bottom 10 coming into the season, just because he has the goods. He's confident. His team believes in him. He's very accurate, and that's all you need. So he's on par for what I've projected for him. This was a great Monday night for games. Next week, Monday night games are Detroit and Tampa Bay, and Seattle and Houston. Should be great games. Should be very great games. I see the Seattle game starts at 10 p.m. Am I reading that correctly? I apologize for the delay, but that's insane to me. You're starting a Monday night game at 10 p.m.? That's crazy. Was it? That's it's gonna be tough for viewers. But yes, those games are gonna be very good. The games have been very, like last week's games, this week's games. Really good games. Really good games. Next I want to get into this is I can't believe we're saying this, but the Baltimore Ravens have the same record as the Browns, who just traded away their starting quarterback in Joe Flacco. They're starting Dylan Gabriel. Shedeur Sanders will be starting soon for them. I think the painting's on the wall. Browns, Dolphins, Titans, and Saints all have the same record of 1-5. Granted, Lamar Jackson is supposed to come back week 8, but Pittsburgh has a strong grip on this season so far, on this schedule, on this division. They're sitting at 4-1. Bengals are hurt. Browns are hurt. Ravens. Ooh. You might have to sit this one out, Lamar. You might. Buckle up and just, load up on picks or something. But this is terrible. You guys have to change something. You're going to have to start paying guys. This is a very pivotal season on how you rebrand yourself. Because as we've all known, Baltimore is one of the most consistent programs in the league. But this year is just off. This is crazy. This year is just off, like I said. Can you take a guess at who's the number one seed in the AFC and NFC this year, right now, currently, after week 6? I'll give you guys a minute. A couple more seconds. The number one seed in the AFC is the Indianapolis Colts. Moment of silence for all Giants fans looking at Indiana Jones. I like that name too. Indiana Jones is an amazing name. But you couldn't do this in New York, man. You did it for one season in New York. And the number one seed in the NFC is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2 rejected quarterbacks leading their teams to prowess. I love it for both teams. Tampa Bay, to me, is one of those teams that, they're good, but we don't care. Coaches, we don't care. Todd Bowles, Jersey guy. I'm happy for his success. I'm happy for Raheem Morris's success, because I'm going to go on a different lane here. They put black coaches on teams that don't matter. Buccaneers, Atlanta, these teams have not been on successful paths, No high-key quarterbacks. Premier players, But that tide is starting to change, because the Buccaneers have been consistently good since 2020, since their Super Bowl year. Atlanta, tide is shifting. They went defense heavy. They're trying to find their identity. They got 3 key pieces on offense. I like it. Shout out to Colts. Shout out to Buccaneers. Want to give a shout out to the Colts. They've always been a gritty team. Just didn't have a quarterback to will them to wins. Now they got a decent quarterback, an average quarterback. And sometimes the average quarterback is all you need to win. That's all you need. Buccaneers, like I said, I'm happy for their success. Emeka Egbuka is playing amazing football. I believe he just got hurt, though. So good luck to fantasy guys. I had him for winning Rookie of the Year, but that might be in jeopardy. A team that we thought was going to be Super Bowl expectations-wise, and granted, these 2 teams can drop off the face of the earth. Indiana has been winning they've been winning games against non-factor teams, I guess you could say. And the Buccaneers have been winning. Every game has been close. Every game has been, besides this last game. But every game has been close. And that can go the opposite way. Or it can just turn your way. Look at Minnesota last year. Look at the Giants in 2021. If you win close games and you just win, you just win. That's all it is. That's the name of the game. So, salute to them. But a team that we thought was going to be a top contending team, the Green Bay Packers.